Alright, guys, new week, new opportunities, but we have to take a look at the long term price action structure on Bitcoin itself because that is something which we have not done for more than a week as of now. And this is something which I should bring into all of your attention that maybe we are waning our momentum in the weekly time frame itself. Right now there are two things which are conflicting each other. The first thing is that you have this bullish cross between the MA21 exponential and the middle Bollinger Band itself on the weekly time frame. Now this is supposed to be bullish and this is a good looking piece of price action structure as well, right? So even if we come back down all the way towards $42,500 levels, the structure is going to be completely fine. So I'm going to be putting more weight into that level now, guys. Essentially this level is becoming more and more critical as time progresses, right? And this is going to be a possible retest of $42,500 levels coming in this week itself, and that would cause a 10% drop in Bitcoin's price action, and that could mean that altcoin market could go down by 25-30% down the line, right, for this week itself. So we have to be vigilant on that, and we have to be cautious about our exposure in the market, to be honest with you, because this is going to be bullish even if we come back down all the way towards $42,000, guys. This is setting up good for the weekly time frame itself, and anything which is happening on the weekly would reflect on bi-weekly, monthly, and even further bigger time frames as well, right? And you can see, guys, every single time you see this crossover happening. So last time we saw that bear to bull cross happen was the COVID capitulation and the price action after that. And essentially the last time we saw that, previously we saw that this one took the price action almost about 30-45%. Yeah, it was 30% move to the upside after the bullish cross, right? And let's take a look at this one. So this bullish cross took the price action for about, everybody knows, guys, 200-300% move to the upside, and rest of the 2017 cryptocurrency bull market was being held by this entire posture to the upside. Now essentially you're looking at this one happening again, and guys, look, this could be considered as a reaccumulation. I'm not kidding. I'm not, honestly speaking, look, this entire zone right at the bearish cross, and now we're at the bullish cross, this entire region could be considered as a reaccumulation level for the macro time frame itself until Bitcoin is holding on to $42,500 levels. This entire thesis remains to be true, and most likely we will be pushing all the way towards 120,000 and maybe 300,000 as well down the line before the end of this year. Look, guys, the only reason why I speak of 300,000 without any hiccup is the fact that we can go through a Bitcoin supply shock, guys. It's not a rocket science. Yes, we can go through Bitcoin supply shock because everybody needs Bitcoin. And how much Bitcoin do you have in supply? Almost nothing, guys. If you just talk about the exchanges, I don't think there are more than 2-3 million BTC available on exchange itself. Most of the exchanges do have storage facilities, but most of the Bitcoin lies with the miners themselves, right? And what is happening right now is accumulation. Your freaking goddamn accumulation. Any Bitcoin which is getting mined, I don't know, in a 24-hour cycle or maybe in a monthly cycle as well, is getting accumulated by giants. It's getting accumulated by institutions. And yes, essentially there is not much supply of Bitcoin, which could take the price action all the way towards 300,000, right? But for that, we have to take things step by step. Again, guys, we have to take care of this one-on-one extension at $58,000-$59,000 levels, which is the most critical level on Bitcoin itself. And until you're supporting for the bottom, most likely you do take this one out in the coming weeks and the months. But this is where you have to be vigilant about, guys. To the downside, remember, losing 42,500 on a weekly basis is not going to look nice for Bitcoin itself, because the RSI was unable to thrust above 60 reads, right? And this one started rolling to the downside, which could mean that in the coming week we could test 40,000 to the downside once again and test this entire area of liquidity once again, guys. And with this posture on RSI, I think that this week is not going to be that bullish. It's not going to be crazy exuberant, because you can see, guys, all these green candles were being printed when the RSI was simply straight up, which is simply going to the upside. Whereas for the time being, RSI on the weekly has started getting into a consolidation phase. So now let's jump onto the 3-day and let's see what's happening right there. Do we have any divergence? Not essentially, but the 3-day RSI wants to situate above 60 reads. It's not below 60 as of now, right? And this was the 3-day grind that we broke out of. And guys, essentially this was the start of this entire rally to the upside. Bitcoin giving 50% returns, and most of the altcoin markets going for, I don't know, 200, 300, 400% returns in the previous weeks, right? Everybody has had a good run. Every crypto asset has gone up by at least 50%, 52. If your asset has not done a 40 to 50% move to the upside, I think you are holding a pure shitcoin, right? Okay, so I don't mean to hurt your intentions or your feelings or something like that, but if Bitcoin is going for a 60% move in the market, altcoins are supposed to go for 100 to 200% move in the market, guys. This is what happens every single time. आप chronology समझिए, chronology market का यही है. Bitcoin जाएगा 50%, Ethereum जाएगा 120%, और ये सब ऊपर ही जाता रहेगा. So this is what happens, guys, again and again. And essentially, look. The 3-day posture is still fine, right? The 3-day posture, the 21 exponential is strongly rising to the upside, with the RSI being above the 60 reads, TSI being completely fine. So what do we see right here? The bigger time frames have started showing out some kind of wearing out price action, but it's not that strengthful to the downside. It's just started emerging as of now. The little vein of momentum won't cause a lot of damage in the price action itself, but the smaller time frames are still looking completely fine. Now, how would I be managing my risk on BTC in the small to mid time frames? I would be focusing a lot on this week right here. Now, essentially, I do feel that Bitcoin will take this one to the downside, because look, guys, if you want a continuation trend to the upside, now this is going to be simple candlestick facts and figures for you guys, right? So what essentially happens that every single continuation move to the upside means that the previous 3-day candle closures wick is not being taken out to the downside, right? This, for the past 3-day candle closures, we are looking at constant takedown of the previous candle closures, guys, previous candles wick. This one was at $46,500 levels, and this wick, all right, now not essentially this one, but this entire candle took the price action out of the previous 2-3-day candles as well, which is telling us that we don't have a lot of support at $46,500 levels, which means that if we come back down here once again, most likely we do create that slippity slidey price action movement all the way towards $42,500 levels, and this is what we have to be vigilant about. So if we take this wick to the downside, if we take $46,330 to the downside on 3-day itself, that would mean that most likely we teleport down all the way towards these levels, and so on and so forth. So this video is more or less about potential downside targets emerging on BTC itself. What about the upside targets? Where do we go to the upside? When do we go to the upside? It is as clear as it can get, guys. Now this one is aligning with most likely the 786 as well, between the 76 and 86 as well, which means that Bitcoin, if Bitcoin starts trending to the upside for this week itself, most likely we go all the way towards $54,000 flat. And on the daily time frame itself, I think it will be more clear, right? Alright, so we are strengthening our bearish posture on the daily time frame itself. Looks to me like the exponential 21 wants to ride beneath the lower Bollinger Band itself. So on the daily time frame itself, we want this level to be taken out, guys. Now, daily candle above 50,000. That is your ultimate resistance. Until Bitcoin is not doing that, until Bitcoin is not closing daily candles above $50,000, most of the crypto assets will get into consolidation phase and maybe try for some, I don't know, guys, maybe try for some support retests. You can potentially look forward towards a lot of support retests on a lot of crypto assets for this week itself, as the daily time frame momentum is also waning out. Yes, we have 3 drives of bearish divergence, and the RSI wants to go below the 6 series as well. So the daily is kind of looking like the, alright, so daily and weekly are looking like, I don't know, elder brother and younger brother, to be honest with you. The 3-day time frame is kind of mischievous as of now, but we can't really derive a lot of the things from this time frame itself, but certainly telling us that the momentum is kind of veering to the downside. Alright, so most of the time frames are telling us that the momentum has started veering to the downside, and this is telling us that we should potentially cut our upside expectations by, I don't know, 100% or 200%. We should kind of not expect 100-200% moves happening in the market for this week. Although yes, there are going to be your micro caps and low cap crypto assets which are just going to move to the upside any which ways, right? And yes, they are going to be trending to the upside. So what do we have right here on the volatility? Let's take a look at the volatility on the 12-hour time frame. Yes, it is still shrinking, and holy crap, this is scary, guys. Look, this is scary because this is something which you've not seen for a very long time. This is crazy amount of volatility squeeze happening in the price action itself, guys. Remember, the last time this one happened was right here, and the volatility expanded. Guys, look, the volatility expanded for, I don't know, this was a constant expansion all the way towards the previous all-time high. Essentially, volatility expanding for about 400% move to the upside. Now, I can't determine the price actions moment to the downside or the upside just by looking at the volatility indicators right here. This is not going to give you direction. This is just going to tell you that, okay, time to pay attention in the markets. So this is the posture that we're dealing with, guys. This is kind of like a situation in which we are at in Bitcoin itself, where volatility kind of squeezes down to almost nothing, and then we go for this bam crazy down leg. And this was exception, guys, COVID capitulation, but we can talk about crazy numerous instances. This was a non fucking COVID capitulation, right? And this took Bitcoin from $6,000 all the way down towards $3,000, and this was also volatility expansion coming from zero reads, guys. Again and again, you can just take a look at these things again and again. And I do think that on the HV indicator, I have my particular settings for this indicator right. This is BA underscore historical volatility and percentile. I do think that you should have this indicator on your charts. And guys, look, maybe you can base your trades according to volatility behaviors as well, right? Because most of the market is trying to pinpoint the exact moving averages and the exact bottoms and the top support resistance, right? Sometimes these indicators are going to give you bigger signs. They're going to tell you the bigger picture, and the bigger picture is telling us that Bitcoin has not expanded for a very, very freaking long time, which means that volatility expanding either to the downside or the upside could lead price action into greater magnitudes, or maybe some levels which are undiscovered to the upside, or maybe some levels which are already discovered to the downside towards 30k, right? Okay, so enough talks about Bitcoin on the Bollinger Band and the HV. Let's bring about our super guppy and let's get rid of everything else. Get out. Everybody else, get the fuck out of the charts. We just need our guppy indicator, which is looking damn strengthful on the 3-day. Holy shit, lot of different confluence of indicators happening right here. So this is a good piece of posture, guys. Look, this is good. Guppy is flipping green after consolidating for July, August, September. Yes, this is the third month right here. We're getting into the third month, 2-month long consolidation. Now finally Guppy is turning green, which means that the price action is going to be bullish until the start of this exact green. Now this is also coming in at 20. I can't believe, guys, look, $42,500 levels. I just can't believe that level, right? Like every single thing is pointing out towards how critical your $42,500 is on Bitcoin itself. Every little thing is pointing out towards that. So this is the level that you do not want to lose to the downside. That would mean that death and destruction may lie upon crypto assets as a whole if we lose 42,000 to the downside, right? Let me take a sip of this delicious black coffee with some crypto-dedicated mugs right here. Okay. Whoa, that's kind of like my drug, to be honest with you. Alright, so super guppy indicator right here. What essentially happens is that whenever you go for that flippity flip green signal right here, I guess this is something coming from Bollinger Band and the middle Bollinger Band and the exponential 21 crossover itself, and we are potentially looking at 20% move to the upside. Now this one retested the previous rejection highs right here, and our previous rejection highs on Bitcoin are coming in at 58,000, guys. Now essentially the macro picture is going to be under consolidation and a bearish mode until we are closing weekly, preferably weekly candles above $58,000 flat to the upside, right? So let's take a look at how the price action behaves when we flip on the Guppy itself. So 2-month long consolidation, Guppy flips to the upside, Bitcoin stays in a bull trend for about 2 months. And this is where altcoins make the most of the gains, guys. This is where altcoins do make most of the gains, right? You want Bitcoin to be quiet. You want Bitcoin to be quiet and stable and functioning in a range for most of the altcoins to just simply trend alongside some key moving averages and some support levels as well. So this is something which we saw in the previous bear market. Let's see where we have that flippy going on back again. Something like this happened right here, but the structure did not flip bearish at all, guys. This one did not flip bearish at all, but yes, it was a continuation trend to the upside. So whenever it's green, it's good. Whenever it's red to gray is warning, red is not good, right? So gray is warning, red is not good. Gray is warning and we don't see any red, and we see Bitcoin hovering above these price points. So essentially, as a whole, Bitcoin is looking completely fine for the time being until we are holding this 10% range. Now the range has started expanding as well, right? This is a good looking 10% range, and until we are staying on these levels, this price action will simply keep on trending to the upside. Alright guys, I think that I should be winding up this long-term analysis on Bitcoin right here. Was this some long-term analysis? I don't think it was long-term analysis, guys. This was not a long-term. Let's see if we can talk about some other stuff as well on Bitcoin itself, on some, I guess different looking indicators as well. The pi cycle indicator. Alright, this is something we should not take a look at for a very long time. So pi cycle indicator called in the market cycle top right here, and we did dump down by more than 50% on BTC itself, where most of the altcoins went down by 85, 95. Some of them went down by 99% as well. Talk about freaking safe moon. These things went down by 99%, guys. This is what happens when Bitcoin pukes by 50%. So always remember, always, no matter how big of a bulltard you are on any crypto asset, if Bitcoin is puking by 50%, nope. It's not going to be a fair thing for you. If you are a complete altcoin permanent bull, if Bitcoin pukes by 50%, it's not going to look nice for most of your altcoin bags, to be honest with you. Okay, so this is the signature. Look, guys, now the green one right here, I do believe that this is an extension of 100 simple moving average. Let's see if we have any information right here. 111. This, all right, now this is the 350 moving average right here. I guess it's a 350, yes. And this orange one is your 111 moving average, right? And this is what happens, guys. This is what happens when you put in a top right here. Your 350 would just simply keep on deviating above from the 100 itself. But we are not looking at this kind of posture right here, guys, because the 111 moving average has been taken out with utmost, let's just say, utmost conviction to the upside, and we are trending above that one, guys. So essentially this piece of price action structure is not related to this piece of price action structure right here. We could be retesting the upper side of the 350 moving average itself, which is above the previous all-time high, and that would negate this entire indicator once and for all, right? This would negate this indicator once and for all, guys, if we violate this one to the upside. Okay, so let's talk about this instance right here. What happened right here? I think it's not, I think this is something which we cannot talk about on the 3-day itself. So let's take a look at the 12-hour time frame, and let's see if we can dig deep into the price action structures in the small time frames right here. So similar piece of price action posture, right? You can see that the 111 moving average was taken out to the upside with utmost all the conviction that you could have in the price action, and you started trending alongside the bigger moving average, the 350 moving average itself. And after the 350 moving average took the price action from the previous all-time high with the price action itself, that is when you went for that exponential move to the upside. So this is the kind of structure which we could be potentially looking at right here as well, right? This is something which could be playing out right here. So this means that most likely you keep on trending all the way towards these price points, and you just create some reaccumulation patterns right here, and then you simply move to the upside to invalidate this entire price action structure as a potential bear market, right? Guys, look, the double pump bull market theory is something which I came across through Willy Woo himself. So Willy Woo, guys, look, follow Willy Woo on Twitter. Do not follow people who are putting fucking apes as their profile pictures. Holy crap, guys, look, stay away from that hype. I think it's good to flip NFTs. My younger brother made a crypto kicker on Solana blockchain itself, and he got a bid for 20 Solanas. Holy crap. It's mad, guys. Holy crap, guys, it's mad. Me as a trader, to just, I don't know, guys, to make 20 Solanas in one single day is kind of like a good thing. It's a good thing. It's a very respectable thing. But he, on the other hand, just made a crypto kicker and it got bid. This trend is crazy, guys. Holy shit. If you are creators, if you are, I don't know, guys, if you're fond of making shoes or something like that, try crypto kickers on Metaplex. Now that's on Solana itself. Just look for crypto kickers, right? And you can build your own sneakers, and you can essentially place your initial bid for the amount of Solana that you use to create that kicker itself, right? And then people are going to place bids on top of each other, and then maybe you can sell your kickers for, I don't know, 100,000 Solanas for that matter, and maybe bag in 15 to 20% royalties as well, so that whenever that kicker, that NFT is being sold, you are going to receive 50% of that entire transaction value. crazy stuff happening on crypto assets. Alright guys, so with that said, let's wind up this video right here, and tomorrow we are going to talk about long-term trends on Ethereum itself and most of the altcoin markets. With that said, I'm going to catch all of you in the next video pretty soon. Bye for now.